it's your girl Q, and welcome to the very first time of the Toast podcast. I'm glad to be here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm so excited. I don't know what the nerves for, but I'm sure it's good. But yeah, we are here, okay? Let me just tell y'all a little bit about what Toast is, what it's about. And Toast stands for Teach One and Succeed Together. It is a woman-based podcast. And even though it's a woman-based podcast, fellas, please feel free to drop in and take a look of what it's all about. It can impact you as well, especially if you have a significant other and just in general, you know what I mean? And so I believe that our personal experiences and our stories are, there are the things that drive us to success, whether it's in our professional life, whether it's in our personal life, relationships, spiritually, whatever that is. And so with that said, we have something to celebrate, even in our bad times, there are still things that we can say, you know what, it's for my good. And because it's for my good, we're going to celebrate that. And yeah, so I'm so excited to be able to just share with you all. I'm excited about, in the future having ladies to come on and share their stories, experiences from various backgrounds. It's not all business. It's as far as personally too, because we have to personally develop and grow and evolve, right? And yeah, it's all of that good stuff. So on that note, toast to the fact that this is going to be an impactful podcast. And we really doing this thing, y'all. I have so many emotions going on right now. Like, seriously, you have no idea. I gotta take a sip. And this ain't nothing, y'all. This is just a little lemonade and a little medicine juice. Adult juice, I should say. But anyway, welcome. So I know for a lot of you all that have been following me for some time, y'all like, how did you even get here? What new adventure are you on now, Q? It seems like every time I turn around, you're doing something different. And you right. But I will say, I feel like I finally have my feet planted in something for real. And I know I owe you guys an explanation. So let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? How did I get here, right? How did I even get here? For a lot of you all that has been following me, like I said, it seems like I'm always on a new adventure, right? You see me in network marketing and promoting that and doing that. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful to have had that experience and to have met so many amazing women. You know what I mean? I really feel like I grew because of that. And so you guys seen that, and that eventually dwindled. But in between of all that happening, I was still active in that network marketing within that company. And at the same time, I was still trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do, but I really wasn't making any moves about it. And so I talked to my mentor within that network marketing. A lot of guys, follow her. She's really big on social media, YouTube world. She's just amazing. And she's dope. And I'm going to try not to mention any names because I don't really have, her permission to mention her name or anything like that. Not that it's anything bad. But anywho, so while I was still somewhat active, within that network marketing, within that company, I was partnered with them. I hit her up one day. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was at my mom's house and we were literally just talking about so much I had going on, and I had this idea of what I wanted to do. And I wanted to have a women empowerment brunch, and I wanted to start doing this and that. And she thought it was a good idea. And let me just pause there and just kind of give y'all a nugget. So in 2019, I had this journal to where I would write letters to God, and I wrote what I wanted to do. And having a women empowerment group was on that list in 2019. And so I really wanted to act on it for real. I wanted to stop being scared and get out my own way and really act on it. And so that's what I did. I was just conversing with her about it, and she was like basically giving me the go, like, yeah, I see the way you even talking, like you should do it. It seems like you like talking and that makes you happy. And this is how you can kind of bridge what you have going on with this company and that together with your business and that. And she was like, I was like, yeah, I was excited. I was very happy. And I think that was just a conversation I really needed to make me even go. Just hearing it from somebody else, it's like, yeah, I see that that makes you happy. And so I was so excited. I left from my mom's and I went to my then friend's house. And usually I'm the type of person, I don't like to tell people what I'm doing. I just like to do it and then they find out. Sometimes you gotta keep things on hush. Just in general, not all the time because you can't trust people or anything negative or bad. In my case, yeah, but it's just good to do that. It's good to just be silent about things, do what you need to do for various reasons, and then show the after effect. And so, but I was just too excited. I was like, man, I gotta tell somebody. And so I told her, like, this is what I want to do in June. Now, this conversation was in like March. I believe it was March that I had with my mentor and my then friend. And I was excited. So I told her, yeah, I want to do this like women empowerment branch. I want to start doing this, and all of that. And I was excited. And she was excited too. And she was like, she just volunteered herself, like, oh, you have to, I want to do it, let's do it, type thing or whatever. And she was going on about how, you know, she had planned to do something with another friend before, like years ago, but you know, I guess that just never came into fruition. And she basically wanted to be a part of it. And to this day, I never told her, but I instantly got a gut feeling, like a slight feeling about, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't think I should bring anybody on because I wasn't planning on to. I wanted to do this by myself. And yeah, but I disregarded that feeling. I was like, well, you like justifying in my head. She's a go-getter. She's positive. This could really be good for the both of us. And I don't mind sharing. I feel like she's a good-hearted person. And so I'm going to just do it. So I ignored the feeling. And, you know, a lot of times when you do things with friends and loved ones, it don't always work out, you know, mixing business and friendships. It just doesn't work out. But anywho, I ignored that feeling. I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. I'm just going to do it. And so we started planning literally that same day, y'all, that same day. And I love that. That's one of the things I admired about her. It's like, she said she's going to do something, she's going to do it. Okay. She's actually going to do it. Hold on for a second, y'all. This light is not giving. It is like lightning outside or whatever. Okay, but anyway, this is the realness that y'all can get. But anyway, so yeah, we just hit it off. And I was excited. I was like, man, literally, I wrote this on paper years ago, and you telling me it's happening? So we planned our first event and fundraising and all that. It was just beautiful to like to see like it coming to life. Excited, I was excited, and everything went well for a while. I'm sorry, y'all. I need to like brace myself and like slow down. I really do. I just have so many emotions and things going on in my head about it because it's really bittersweet and it's really sad how everything turned out at the end. But anyway, whew. So everything went well for the most part. This was something different that we were doing, something new. I don't know anything about nonprofits. I just knew what I wanted to do. And I knew I wanted to work with women and I wanted to impact lives. You know what I mean? And so everything went well for a while. And I will say things turned around for the worse. Like in February. I would say February for sure, where I really felt like, okay, things is different. So I remember in February, that was a hard month for me, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, a super hard month for me. And I remember us having an event for our members for, you know, like Valentine's Day. It was very beautiful. I was late to my event. You know how a little stuff get in the way, you can feel prepared and all that other stuff. And I left at a good time and everything. And it just like, here goes something else. I had wardrobe malfunction, I had to stop. It was just a mess. But I communicated it to her. And yeah, I was still excited. I was very tired, wasn't my best self, but I was still excited to be amongst the other ladies. And I just knew it was just going to be beautiful. And when I walked into the event, it was just weird. I didn't, look at me stuttering. I didn't have a good feeling when I walked in. I can usually certain things. I have gotten better with discerning things, and when I feel a specific feeling, I know it's the Holy Spirit. I know it ain't just me. And a lot of times I question that feeling even still, because I want to make sure I'm not overreacting and that I'm not in my mind and my emotions about it. So, yeah, I still just made the best of it and went on about my day. And later that month, literally like towards the end of February, I confided in my friend slash business partner about what's been going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just now getting into the space, during that time to where I can really be even more vulnerable and open up to people and not have, especially my friends, wondering what's wrong, what's going on, by me just being quiet. Because I'm the type of person, I keep things to myself and I'll deal with my pain and everything to myself. And with her, I'm like, well, I can trust her. She's genuine and I just need a shoulder to lean on. You know what I mean? And so there's a situation to where it was something very small that I literally forgot about. It was small. It was something that quick. And so, I told her I'm sorry about it and I resolved it quickly. And I was just telling her I just confided in her, like, this is what I'm going through right now. And I was going through some mental challenges. And her response was it's like she disregarded what I was saying. It was so just not empathetic at all. I'll just say that. Closed off. And I was like, what? Like, my friend is telling me this? First of all, you're my friend. So the fact that I'm opening up to you this way, because I'm not the type of person to do that, that's kind of hurtful. Two, we represent, a nonprofit is based on lifting each other up, as women, especially during hard times. And you really going against our mission statement and who we say we are. So I was kind of like taken aback a little bit. And I wasn't going to say anything. But y'all, it is literally raining cats and dogs outside. Seriously. So if you hear any noise, that's outside. Like the trees is blowing everything. But it's okay. I'm welcoming the rain. It's new beginnings. But anywho, so yeah, like I just didn't like what she said, and I was gonna keep it to myself. But I was like, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's just address it. Tell her how you feel. And so I did. I was really hurt about it. And, there was an apology. I don't know if it was that sincere or just made just to say, well, just to say, yeah, I apologize. I really don't know. I don't really know the intention of the apology, but there was an apology said. But shortly after, like I said, that was like the end of February, and then March came within that first week. When I say I was going through, it seemed like in 2023, it was like, nah, you're not gonna have a good year. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna happen. I'm like, God, hold up, what's happening? I was really excited about this year. Like, my life is gonna change. This is what's gonna happen. My nonprofit's gonna keep growing. And I was just really excited. And that was not the case. So 2023 came in swing gang for real. So, that first week in March, I had a reaction. I had a reaction to a medicine that I was prescribed. Oh, I feel like I'm really exposing myself, but I'm going to do it because it's going to help somebody. I don't care. I'm going to do it. And the prescription was a depression medicine. And so this is the first time I ever taken this. The only medicine I have is for anxiety, especially at night to help me sleep, because I tend to overthink. You can tell even the way I talk and things like that. If I'm looking away and it's just so much, right? My mind. So sometimes I have to calm down. I just have to will it on back. But yeah, I had a reaction to that. I didn't even go to work. And so if you know me, I'm going to be there. I'm not the type of person that is going to make an excuse and don't just be showing up for work. And I don't even take really mental breaks. I only took one mental break before. Well, I guess this story is two. But yeah, if I got to be to work, if I'm not feeling good or whatever, if I can manage to be to work, I'm going to go to work. And so for a lot of you that don't know, I do work in a school. So I'm into like behavior health and things like that. And so I didn't go. I couldn't because the reaction it was giving me from the mess, I was up all night and it was giving me like little panic attacks and like anxieties and attacks. And I know what it feels like because that's what I've dealt with, which is why I had my anxiety medicine. But I was really going through it in February, and this was my first time taking a depression. So yeah, I was like, oh man. And so I literally just had to like let it wear off. I couldn't drive. I was a hot mess. Like I could talk and things like that, but every night I had to go onto my balcony, get some air, just do the best I can and try to drink water to get this medicine out of my system. And I had to call my doctor, all of that, and say, hey, this ain't working. I'm not taking this no more. And yeah, so anyway, later that day, I didn't go to work. I was like on my couch and just trying to pull myself together. I'm still kind of like, I was just dealing with depersonalization and all that. And so I got a call from my friend and she wanted to talk business. I am not in a space to talk business, but I listened. And, you know, I kind of told her, like, I'm not feeling well and this is going on. And she's like, oh, okay, you know, it was kind of like brushed off a little bit. And she told me what she had to as far as business, something about paperwork, and this is not working, this is what had to happen. And she posed a question to me and was like, you know, is this okay? You know, yes or no type question. And I said yes. I wasn't really fully coherent. I really wasn't paying attention to everything or really taking in what she was saying. And to be very honest, I really didn't understand and I didn't really care to at that moment because I was not feeling my best. And so I said yes to her question. And then I was like, you know, I'm just wait, you know, I'll be home. We can just deal with the paperwork when we get home, you know. Because I'm just not in a place right now. You see, I'm not feeling, I done told you, like, I'm not in a place to like, talk about this. And so I just tell her, can you just wait? Because I'm going to be coming home this weekend. So like I said, I live in Charlotte now, so I have to travel like 2.5 hours back home or whatever and to discuss this. And so we got off the phone and I got a really bad feeling. And I know it was the Holy Spirit nudging me. Like, I know it was. I did not get a good feeling at all. I don't know what it is, but I feel like something is going on that I really don't know. And she not telling me, so something is going on. I just didn't get a good feeling. And so I text her a paragraph and I have the text message still. I cannot remember all I said. But I do remember her saying that I'm not going to let you or anybody or something like to that effect, like take away the, you know, God has given this vision. I'm not going to let nobody take it away or anything like that. It was something to that effect and other stuff. And like, you know, I just really wanted her to wait until I got home. And I couldn't understand, you know, and so I text her that. I cannot remember, but it's in my phone. It was other things too. I won't like going off in a nasty way, but I get a feeling. So I need to like cancel that. I told her I didn't want to do it. Whatever she proposed to me, I didn't want to do it. And no, I'm not about to have it. But I just knew something was up. I couldn't really pinpoint, but I knew something was up. So I was telling her no. Like I changed my mind and I really wanted just to wait until I got home. And basically I know something is up and whatever it is, God gave me this vision and I don't want to change that, you know, as far as like the question she had, I don't want to change that. And it was not because I'm a dictatorship type person or I'm the type of person that like to be front and center, because I'm not. People that know me know I'm not. I was always quiet, reserved to myself. I'm like this. I'm like the black sheep. I am the girl on Princess Diary. Okay? Like, that's how I see myself sometimes in some regard. You know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, I didn't get a good feeling at all. And I know that was the Holy Spirit because I wasn't right in my mind. But it nudged me hard. Got upset. She didn't like my answer. So in a text message, she was like, she wants to have a board meeting. And I'm thinking, I'm going through this right now. Why can't you wait till I get home so me and you could both delegate and communicate on this and work this out? We've always done that. She just didn't like my answer. She gave me the opportunity for a yes or no, to respond back in yes or no, but she didn't like it. So it's like, what's the point of you asking me that? One. Two, why can't you wait till I get home? What is the rush? Which made me concern me even more about the feeling I got. I'm like, So now she's throwing that she want to have a meeting with the board, and she's like rushing for something. And that sent off alarms to me. Like, okay, that's why I'm getting this feeling. And it's just like, what's really up? Okay. And so, anywho, I come home and I end up meeting with a minister who is well versed in the nonprofit, had hers for quite some time. And yeah, I was just kind of, I wanted to talk business with her because I wanted to learn exactly what to do, how to move as far as nonprofits and just get insight for her. But in that conversation, I was just led and I felt the need to tell her what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Holy Spirit was nudging me, and she basically confirmed it for me. She confirmed that the intent, and she was just making like, well, God is showing you, and so it's up to you how you're gonna move about it. Like, God is showing you what it is, and she's one of those old school tell it like I is, so we're talking things, but it's coming from a loving place. Like, she give it to you hard. And I'm over there crying and things like that because it's like, wow, this is something that I really wanted to do for so long. And this is a person that's supposed to be my friend and I care about a lot, like a sister. And I really seen us growing, together, our friendship and as well as business wise. And so I was like, okay, so I got some insight how I wanted to do, how I want to carry forth, and what I wanted running down in paperwork if I was going to decide to move forward with, my friends with our nonprofit. And so when we had the meeting, I addressed that, this is what I want done in the paperwork and things like that. I tried to let them understand in a little way, like God had this vision for me and I just had to follow suit. And even within that conversation, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous because I didn't want people to think that, or them to think that, oh, like, I don't know why that I'm thinking about. I didn't really understand where I was coming from. This is not, this is just something I felt led to do that I just need to do. And not just what I told them. And it was just the Holy Spirit, and I'm going to follow suit because at the end of the day, I pray over the organization, I pray over myself as a leader, and I know that I'm still learning, and there are things that I got to get better on, and things like that. And so I asked the Holy Spirit I asked God, to guide me, lead me, and guide me, and He's showing me, and so I have to act on it, even if I don't really want to, even if it makes me nervous. And so that's what I did, and literally everybody had a turned up face. Yeah, it was disgusted. I proposed something and what I want as far as the paperwork because I want to make sure that nobody taints the vision God has for me over the organization. That's what I was protecting. It wasn't towards anybody specifically, even though I did get that bad feeling, but in general, I just wanted that. And I wanted them to really understand. I wanted to do it as loving as possible. But, there was attitudes, there was silence, there was things like, I don't know, we'll see, we'll think about it. I really wasn't asking them for permission. I was telling them what I wanted in the paperwork, going forward. But anywho, I let it go. And yeah, I text my friend right after and just want to have a conversation with her because she looked very uneasy. And which was kind of weird. But yeah, she looked uneasy and I wanted to make sure she understood what I was saying. So it wasn't an attack on anybody or person. I just felt like I just needed to because I have to protect the vision. I have to protect the organization. And if there's something she wanted to change or she wanted to do, I wanted to be open there. But I wanted to have a heart to heart with her. And yeah, so I didn't really fully understand what was going on when I got that bad feeling. But I just knew that I feel like I have to protect what's going on. And so I need this written in the paperwork. And that was that. Nothing else. Literally nothing else. Nothing else. I didn't care about anything else. I don't want to leave her out. Even in the meeting, I'll say, is there something that you want to add? I did all that. Even when I was feeling the way I was feeling. Because of my heart. It's my heart. And I disregard my feelings sometimes. Even though I discern things, I still ignore it. That's just something I have to work on. But anywho, so yeah, I wanted to text her to talk about it or whatever, but she kind of put me off, and I knew she just didn't want to talk because she was upset or for whatever reason, which I couldn't understand that. I couldn't understand you called this meeting on me. Like, I just couldn't understand. But anyway, So she kind of like just made an excuse. I don't want to spend the rest of the day with my family. It's like, okay, that's fine. And so, yeah, I didn't hear anything for some time or whatever. So again, like, you just trying to initiate, to talk or whatever. And we talked a couple times, and I just been addressing her about what I think was going on, what's happening, where does our friendship stand, there's awkwardness, what do we stand as far as business. We talked, I heard a lot about how, like I felt, and I did it in a nice way, in a pleasant way and things like that. And initially it was just like, oh, I guess it's just miscommunication and things like that or whatever. And I was like, okay. I was like, because it's tension, and I know it ain't for me. I bad feeling all of a sudden, but I know it's not for me because I don't have a reason to be. I really don't. And I'm so focused going through, I got a lot going on as is. And so she still won't be herself, still kind of like nonchalant, whatever. And, I told her, I still tell her I love her and, I appreciate her. She's like, oh, you appreciate me? She never said she loved me back. Got with the phone, didn't say bye or nothing. So just different. I was like, okay, cool. We talked another time and I feel like the same behavior was still going on. There was no communication, no delegating, making decisions together. Like how we started off, we always made decisions together. And I guess it was easier because I was at home. And now that I'm away in Charlotte, it just whatever. It's just like, well, I'm gonna kind of just leave her out because she ain't here anyway. That's how I felt, and it didn't look good. It didn't look good because I know in terms of how other people was probably viewing the situation outside looking in, it made it seem like she was doing everything and this and that, and I'm not doing anything. It's like she doing all the work, and I have told her that. And in light of some words in another conversation, I put a little sting in that conversation, like how I'm talking now, because I'm like, what's going on? Because I feel like I didn't address this with you already, and you still doing the same thing. You're not delegating with me on anything, and you're not talking to me. I don't know anything. I don't have no updates. I'm away. I ain't see no paperwork coming through. I don't know anything. Like, what's going on? And I feel like in some regard you're trying to play like you doing everything to make it look one way when really people don't know what's going on in the background because I really don't know anything. And so, I addressed her on that or whatever. She was still being nonchalant, she just didn't really care. It was just like whatever, honestly. And even at this end of the conversation, I still always tell her, I appreciate her and I love her and I'm still hopeful. And I feel like I'm the only one fighting here. I'm fighting for the friendship. I'm still fighting to keep us together as far as the business wise because I don't want this to fail. I really don't. And yeah, I was the only one fighting at the end of the day. And at that point, I just had to accept it for what it was. And I feel like the relationship was just dissolving at that point. And a lot of you guys that have been following me and following us, we would, go live every week. And for anybody who has a discerning spirit or just pay close attention, if you've been following us for some time, you can tell from the beginning how we started off into that last live we did together that the dynamic had changed. And it was awkward for me because I'm not the type of person. I'm the type of person that I like to talk about things beforehand, especially if we're going to do something together because I need the energy to be right. People can feel that. Like I don't put out negative feelings or things like that or awkwardness. I don't like that. That doesn't make me feel good. So for me, I always try to have a conversation with her, because at the end of the day, you're my friend. Let's be real. Let's put it all on the table. But like I said, I feel like I was the only one fighting. But it was very awkward and very weird to go on live and try to be positive and things like that. And it was just weird. And there are times when a lot of times she couldn't make it on the lives that I was there for her. And I was like, it's okay because at the end of the day, we are a team. I got you. That's how I see it. Like, I got you. As long as one of us is represented and we doing our thing and we are impacting lives and we are, just really carrying out our mission statement or whatever that we said that we was going to do, that's what matters to me. Like, that's how I am. That's how I see it. So I don't mind. And there's been times where it was a day of, a few hours before, and there was no communication. I had to just pull my big panties up, my panties up and just do the thing for both of us. You know what I mean? And get up on there. Even though there has been a change or whatever, or it wasn't communicated until this time or whatever. Like, it's okay. For me, it's okay. And I know in relationships, things are not 50-50. I don't know who came up with that. Everything is not going to always be 50-50. That is unrealistic, you know? And so that's just what it is. And fast forward, like I said, I already felt like the relationship, the friendship. Fast forward in May, I had my younger sister here to stay with me, stay the weekend with me. I had been putting her on. I felt very bad for a long time because she's been waiting for me, and it seemed like I always got something going on. I had an excuse, and she was getting ready to go over the summer to visit her dad. And I was like, you know what? I have to make time for her, and I'm trying to do better with that because I get caught up in what I got going on, what I'm doing and working, and I have to do better at making time for people that I love. And I did that. So I set aside a weekend. My sister came, and during that weekend, my friend, my then friend, came down to Charlotte. No communication, no text message. Hey, I'm here. No, nothing. I seen that she went to some women event or whatever. And even though I couldn't come, I still would have liked for her to have said something to me about it or how it went, or, maybe talk to somebody there, have me on the phone, or maybe just, hey, I want to see you if you have time or whatever. What you doing? I'm here. Let's get up together. Or I'm sorry, I'm with my family, but I wanted to call you and let you know that I'm here. I know you probably busy or got something going on, like something. There was nothing. I found out when I opened the app that she was here. So I was like, okay, wow, that's something. And I know for a lot of people that's on the outside looking in, they're like, well, where's Q at? Because if, they are posting this on our nonprofit page and it's just them, but this person lives in Charlotte, but not there, that's weird, right? And yeah, it could be anything. I could have been sick, I could have been whatever, but still, I guess the way it was done behind the scenes was distasteful to me. I know people can have their own whatever, but yeah, it was that. I'm just like, wow. And so I was like, okay. All right. Again, she's making moves and doing things so it can look like she's doing everything and I'm not doing nothing. So I'm not really a part of too much of anything. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. It is what it is. I see it. So after the weekend with my sister, not too long after that, I had a family member to pass away on my dad's side. I really didn't expect that to happen. I know they've been dealing with a lot, but that happened. And so by this time, it was first weekend in June. First weekend in June, like I said, I just had a loss. And for our non-part, we had like a little event. It was no big formal event. It really wasn't much of anything at all. It was more so for the members to get together and we just give our expertise on whatever field we are, because a lot of ladies come from different backgrounds as far as professionalism and industries and all that. And so it was just a way for us to like get together and just learn from each other. Nothing formal. It's like a little workshop. It wasn't formal at all. So it wasn't one of those events to where I really like needed there. But I planned on being there initially. I really did. But life was happening. A lot was going on. And then at the time, I was doing like a small job, like working with somebody, like part-time. And so I had to do what I had to do. Like I did. I just had a lot going on. And I was like, shoot, I can't make it or whatever. But I did send over like a little presentation. It was a little bit late. I did send it late. I was struggling with that. I did send it late and probably like an hour late from the event. But it was nothing formal. It was like they wanted to see it. They wanted to look through it. They can. It won't like it had to be. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing like that. But still, I made sure that I communicated it with my friend earlier that day. I did. And I just couldn't make it. And I just couldn't. You know what I mean? And so I sent what I had for the workshop, and that was that. And that person got mad at me, texted me later, didn't even respond back to my presentation, anything until after the event. And was like, kind of like, going off about people need to be held accountable and showing up and things like that. I'm like, first of all, our team ain't really good at always showing up to everything. As far as lateness, we can speak about lateness because usually I'm the one there and punctual, and so we can that. And I'm not the type of person that miss things. I'm not the type of person. It has to be something for sure. If I'm not going to be there, it has to be a reason. It has to be a real reason for my lateness too, because I'm not usually like that, especially something that's my baby. What? So yeah. And so yeah, she was like upset and just kind of going off and wanted to call a board meeting on me again. And I'm just like, okay, I'll say, you know what, I actually agree to that. I think that needs to happen or whatever. And so there was no communication after that. And so that was a Saturday. Sunday came. This is like really the beginning of June. So that first Sunday came in June, and I talked to that minister that I mentioned before again about this is what's going on again. And I just really wanted her spiritual insight about the situation and just her advice in general. And she told me what I need to do. She was like, you know what, to rid all this negative, all this stuff, you just gonna have to resign. And again, it was just more confirmations again. And it's like, I knew that I was probably gonna have to. I've been feeling that way. My idea was that I was just gonna clean house. And I was already feeling it. I'm just gonna have to clean house because I want this to be built on a solid foundation. And I need the right people attached to this, not because I know you and this and that or whatever. Like, I just need the right people attached to this and want to actually do this. And I'm not saying that I'm the type of person that don't like to be held accountable for anything, because I'm going to hold myself accountable. But at this point, it was a lot of nitpicking and a lot of stuff behind the scenes and conversation. It was just a lot, and it was apparent of what was going on, and the Holy Spirit was nudging me like, mm-mm. And so she told what I needed to do to write my letter and resign, and I did that day. I said, God, you know what? I'm going to actually listen this time. I'm really going to listen for real. You've been showing me, and I haven't made a move. So it's on me. And oh my God, it's really thundering. I hate that it's gloomy today, but it's okay. But anywho, so yeah, I did what she said, and I just pray about it, and I just try to let it go. And so yeah, Monday came, and I was at work, but I was like, let me send this off, and I'm trying to send it off, and I'm trying to get into me and my friend's joint business email. I can't get into it, and so I was like, did you change the password or something? She never texted me. Throughout the day, I know that she removed me from the group chat that I had with the rest of the ladies and members that I was very active in. Gone. I'm removed. I removed all the passwords and things. I removed. Gone. No communication, no board meeting, nothing. So the way it was went about was wrong, and that's not how you conduct yourself. And I'm the director here. So I'm at the top, and you're the president. And so the way it was done was distasteful. I'm like, we didn't even talk about this. But like I said, there's an urgency, it seemed with her to like get rid of me. This has already happened before when I was down. And basically she just walking over me while I'm down, and she knows what's going on. And so, but yeah, I'm like, here it go again. Never text me. I'm removed from everything. Passwords, all that is done. My own personal professional email, aside from hers, socials, everything gone. So for the ladies that have been attached, to the nonprofit members, that's why I was removed. I didn't know I was removed. I got on there and I was removed. I found out abruptly. I didn't know anything. So I was so angry. I was so peed off. Like, literally, I was angry. I was hurt. I'm like, first of all, as a friend, you don't do this. And as business, you don't do this, which you really wasn't my friend. At that point, I really knew that it was done, but you don't move like this is not the way it goes, and this is not the way in business you do. If we're going to have a meeting, you're supposed to, in the nonprofit world, you let everybody know 2 weeks prior of that when the meeting is supposed to happen. It's a certain order you go about it, and she has no order. She had no integrity or no character in what she did, and I was very hot about it. But I'm not going to show you that. I didn't give her what she wanted. And I was like, man, another person that I trusted. And I'm not really open to friendships like that. I try to be selective of who I have around me. And it hurt me. It did. Like, it really did. It hurt me like, wow, you really you really scooped low with this. Like this, like you really played me for real. It seemed like you just used me so you can take it. This is not even what you wanted to do. You didn't want to do it until I brought this to you, until I said I wanted to do it. And so I was hurt about it because this is my vision. This is something that I'm just so passionate about, and I worked hard to finally do it, to get out of my own head and fear about it and do it. And so I was like, wow, that is crazy. But I said, you know what? That's okay. I still sent the letter that I to the board member and her as well. And I really needed to get into the joint email because I wanted to make sure that my name was clear from everything, anybody that I need to contact, all of that. So I won't be held responsible as far as business wise for, because I'm not attached to it anymore. And I want to make sure I'm off of all paperwork. But yeah, so the same day that I was going to already resign and send my letter is the same day that she just wiped me off. So I was angry at how it was done, but at the same time, I was already up on game already because of what God was showing me. So it was still a hurt, even though I knew it was a hurt, because it was just like, dang, you really that low. Like, that's really low. And I'm not trying to be mean. This is not me trying to expose. This is not me trying to anything. This is just, I'm telling you exactly my feeling in that moment. Today, I'm in a better place. And that's just what it was. But shortly after, yes, I was hurt and things like that. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this get me down. And then later on that week, I had to attend a funeral or whatever. And yeah, so within a month or then within a week or two, I came up with Toast. I started working on my business plan. I wrote it all out, like specific. I hit the ground running. I set up a photo shoot. Like, I was not playing. I was like, you know what? This is not going to get me down. My purpose is still going to pan out for itself. I'm still going to walk my purpose. I'm still going to do what I'm passionate about. I'm still going to execute the vision I feel like God has given me. And that's impacting lives. And that's telling my story. That's learning from each other and still uplifting women up. Regardless of the situation, I'm still want to create a genuine and positive sisterhood regardless of what has done to me. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta cry about it, if I gotta be angry about it one day or whatever, I'ma just do it. But I got work to do. I got purpose work to do. And I can't let it get me so down. I couldn't. So really it just ignited even more fire, for me, and it's okay, Everything happens for a reason. It was a learning lesson. And I will say, even though that stung a little bit, the way it was done, I'm okay with the relationship dissolving. That's fine. But it's the way it was done. It was the having no character and no integrity, and me seeing the heart for what it really was. I couldn't deny what I was seeing. It was in my face at that point, really. And so even with me feeling the way I was feeling, I had peace at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense, but I did. It was a relief because it's like, this is behind me. I don't have to worry about this no more. I don't have to worry about this person being in my life and this close to me. And it was sad because I really seen us going far. We have done radio interview together. We have did this together, and I thought it was going so beautifully. I was so excited. Yes, I expected some bumps in the road, right? Because nothing is perfect and no relationship is perfect, and we're still learning this. It's still fairly new. But I didn't see her doing this. Not this. And that just made me think, wow, was this your intent the whole time? Get close to me and you're going to just take something that God has given me. But really, you didn't take anything because I have it. It's within me. You know what I mean? So he's giving it to me, not you. And nobody can duplicate what God has given me. This is always going to be the original copy. But this is not a diss at all. And I really want to say, for those who kind of have an idea what the other person is, which is obvious if you've been following me for some time, I'm not asking you to say anything negative about that person, to think negative about that person. The way you experience that person is the way you experience, and the way I experienced it was different. Still support, still be a part. I still feel like you could still learn something, as she's still carrying, out with a nonprofit. You don't have to choose either. You don't have to choose between me and her. You don't have to do that. I'm not asking you to, because God is in God's hand, and I have peace. I really do have more peace about it. I'm still dealing with, I guess, just still trying to learn how to protect my heart and trust people. And also, I need to move when the spirit is nudging me, like right away, and not justifying or still trying to. When God say this is what it is, and I have to learn that. So that part of it, I have to really learn and navigate. And this is a learning lesson. But I don't think they're a bad person. What they did was tacky and distasteful. I'll say that. I'm doing my best to be tasteful about this. And I just want to put it all on the table because I really don't want to talk about this again, y'all. It's going to be one and done. I really don't want to talk about this. I want to make sure I'm clear. This is not a diss. Please don't make this into more of a negative situation, because it's not. It's okay. I'm okay. I really am. I'm okay. And please support whatever they're doing unless you feel led any other way. But don't make this video and make it into something that it's not. This is not a bash. I'm telling you my story. I'm telling you my experience. This is what this platform is, so we can learn from it. I'm teaching you through my story, and because like I said, I owe an explanation, because I've been questioned about it. I have. And I really want to say to the ladies who have reached out to me, from the nonprofit, I love y'all. Thank you. For real. Ooh, ooh, I'm trying to cry. It's been hard because I just feel like y'all was robbed, or I was robbed of the opportunity to even kind of I didn't even want to tell everything. I was going to let y'all know that, hey, I'm going to be resigning. I just was robbed of the opportunity to do that. And it's hard for me to individually hit everybody up. I don't want to do it person by person because it takes too long for one, and I don't want my words getting miscued and things like that. And so I hope you guys have more of an understanding. I don't need a pity party. I don't need for anybody to feel bad for me, because at the end of the day, me and God knows what actually went on in that person, whether we want to be truthful about it or not. But please don't question that person about it. Don't turn this into a negative. This is not a platform for negativity and mess. I will not be a part of that. But what I will say, it just didn't work out. The friendship didn't work out, and especially when business came into it, it didn't work out, and it just shed more of a light of what actually going on in the heart. For me, in my experience, the heart of that person. And so, yeah, I'm not going to talk about this no more. But I really want to say, I want to thank y'all ladies, and y'all know who y'all are, for reaching out, checking up on me. I told God to bless y'all for blessing me with y'all words and prayers, and because y'all didn't have to do that, but y'all knew that I was just gone all of a sudden, and I hate that. It bothered me. So for some time, I was just trying to wait it out and make sure that I was going to go about it in the right way, and I was in a better space to talk about it, and just ask God, how to go about it. But this is just my experience and my story. That person may have their own perspective or whatever, but that's why. But I will say, toes here, I'm planting my feet here, and, I'm excited about what's to come. I hope you guys are impacted, will be impacted, from this platform. And yeah, enough of the sadness, right? If you guys been hanging on this long, I appreciate it. I know it's lengthy, but like I said, I really wanted to kind of explain everything. But prepare for a little bit of crying, not too much, because we're supposed to be over here celebrating, right? And laughing and just learning and growing together. Yeah, I'm excited to have ladies in the future on the platform, and it's gonna be a good time. It really is. It's gonna be a great time. I'm excited about it. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in, whether it's on YouTube. I do plan on having it on other platforms like Spotify and Apple. Bear with me. This is a one-woman show. I am learning. All of this is new. So for right now, I know for sure it's going to be on the YouTube platform, on my YouTube channel, Q La Bonita. There is a tab where it says podcast, and yeah, Toast will be there, just chilling and things like that. But I love y'all, and I can't wait to talk to y'all again in the next episode, okay? So Toast for finally getting this off the ground, and let's get it, okay? Love y'all. Until next time.